coming in. Hey, there is YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn. Good morning, everybody. Hello, world. It is Sunday morning, September 22nd. September 22nd, the year is flying by. Welcome to another edition of Cruise Chat Live. I'm Walter, your independent travel advisor with Where's Walter Travel. And as always, I've got my lovely wife, Rebecca, sitting right off camera. We're going to do our best for about the next hour or so to answer all of your questions about all things cruising, cruise ships, cruise itineraries, cruise everything. So it's good to see you all. If you're new to the channel, we invite you to subscribe, like, share, do all those things that all the social channels like you guys to do so that they know you actually like what we're doing. Because we like what we're doing, but hope you guys do too. My goodness, we've got a whole bunch of people already over here on the YouTube and Facebook side. Gosh, Sue's here, John, Kurt, Eric, Frank. Hi guys, how are you? Benny's here, Rick is here, Norma's here, Betty, Jenny B, how are you? Good to see you. And Nurse Tara's here. And we've got a bunch of folks over on the TikTok side coming in as well. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Happy Sunday, happy Sunday, happy Sunday. And thank you all to our new subscribers on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and LinkedIn, and wherever you're watching us in this amazing world. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we'd love to, hey, LA Gillian from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Nice. A lot of good basketball in Chapel Hill. Yes, I've not been over that way yet, but I've been through North Carolina. Beautiful spot. Hey, so one of the things that we're looking at right now, before we even get started talking about group cruises and all those other things, there is a potential Longshoreman strike coming on October 1st, which is just, 8 days away, 9 days away. And that could have a huge impact on cruising. And if you're going to be cruising starting October 1st, we got to keep a real good eye on this, because the Longshoreman, that's the union that's responsible for taking everything off the ship and putting all the supplies back on the ship. And of course, if they're on strike, that's going to mean some delays in getting on and off the ship. We're scheduled to be boarding October 19th on the Sun Princess. So we hope that they figure it all out. We hope that they get everything settled. But according to the union, they've been preparing for a year for the potential of a strike. So something to keep an eye on. If you're cruising after October 1, keep an eye on this story. Cruise Hive had the story. Cruise Industry News, I believe, has the story as well. So keep an eye on this. And if they do go on strike, clearly there will be delays at the cruise pier, because it's going to take longer to get things off. It's going to take longer to get things on the ship. So there will be delays there. So keep an eye on it. John, I think Port Everglades is, I think they all are, but I'm not sure. Just because they didn't specifically mention Port Everglades, I would expect Port Everglades and Port Canaveral to be there as well.
Pretty much the East Coast ports.
Yeah, pretty much the East Coast ports. So just because they don't list specific ports, the Longshoremen's Union pretty much runs all the eastern seaboard. So it's going to be interesting. Keep an eye on it. We're going to do a TikTok on it. We're going to keep an eye on the story too, to see, hopefully nothing's going to come of it. But if it does, well, then just bring your patience pants, and it's going to take a little bit longer to get your stuff once you get off the ship, and it might take a little bit longer for the embarkation to go, and you might be a little bit delayed getting out. So let's hope they work it all out, but if they don't, bring your patience pants. So that's the big lead story today. How's everybody doing out there? What questions do you have, and are you ready to do some cruising? Because we have so many group cruises right now. I'm going to go through our group cruises while I wait for y'all. But we've got some really good ones, starting with the newest one that we announced yesterday, which was Hawaii. We're doing a group cruise to Hawaii from Los Angeles. That's going to be February 4th to the 20th, 2026. We're going to be on the Emerald Princess. And if you're a fan of sea days, this is the cruise for you. This is like doing a transatlantic without doing a transatlantic. Hey, good morning, Kathy. How are you? Good to see you. This will have 10 total sea days, plus we'll spend time in Honolulu, Hilo, Kauai, and Kauai, along with a stop in Ensenada on the way back. Plus, we're planning to do a pre-cruise extension in Disneyland. Disneyland is not open for booking yet in 2026, so we don't know exactly what that's going to be. But if you'd like to add on some time in Disneyland prior to the cruise, because that's what we're planning to do, you could certainly add on some time in Disneyland prior to the cruise as well. So that's our brand new Hawaii. Again, that is sailing February 4th through the 20th. We'll be on the Emerald Princess. Rebecca and I already got ourselves situated. We're going to be right on the aft, looking out at the aft wake. I can't wait. And February 4th through the 20th, 2026, we're booking right now. And if you want to come join us, we certainly encourage you to come join us. The second cruise, the second group cruise that we're talking about, of course, is the big one. The Lido Loca cruise is coming up April 16th through the 23rd, 2026 on the Norwegian Jewel. This is going to be the first cruise in decades out of Philadelphia. And so if you want to come cruise with us out of Philadelphia and you want to join Tony and Jenny B, there will be group activities on the ship. There's certainly going to be some meet and greets. We don't know exactly what these things are going to be yet because we're a year and a half away. So Tony and Jenny need some time to figure that out.
571 days.
How many? 571 days. So Jenny B, you're watching. Tell Tony he's got 571 days to figure out what we're doing on this cruise.
Well, I might want to figure out at least by 570.
Yeah. Because we got to get the T-shirt designed now, that Bermuda Triangle T-shirt, because it is a triangle. So this is going to be the Lido Loca Triangle Cruise in Bermuda. So this is going to be April 16th through the 23rd, 2026. We have over 200 people already booked on this cruise. It's going to be amazing. We sail out of Philadelphia. We'll spend an overnight in Bermuda, and then we're going to stop at Charleston, South Carolina on the way back. That's how we make the triangle. So cruise with Tony and Jenny B, exclusive group event, and we're planning to spend at least a couple days in Philadelphia. So we'll be talking about pre-cruise events up there. User 274, you're asking how much are the aft rooms? I don't know offhand. If you're talking about that Emerald Princess, just reach out.
I can tell you there was only one left.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because we were going to get a different one. So, there was only one left. Believe it or not, 2026, right?
Well, a lot of the aft rooms are suites, so there's a limited number of regular balcony rooms.
Yeah. So we got one of the last regular balconies. So, but if you want to reach out. So I know I don't have a link to that specific group cruise on TikTok. I do have it over on YouTube now. But if you're watching us on TikTok, wherever you're watching it, there's going to be links in the description. You just simply go to our website, where'swaltertravel.com. There is a group travel link there at the top. It's in the menu. All of our group cruises are listed right there. So you can come join us on any of them. And this is one of them. So like I said, we have over 200 people on this one. Virginia, you'd love to go. That'd be awesome. Annie, do any Royal? We will be, do any Royal cruises? Okay. I'll get back to the group cruises in just a little bit. We've got a really good question here over on TikTok. Jenny B said that might give us enough time to get things figured out. So when we get down to 400 days, then we expect a schedule. So, Norma,
give them till 450.
Yeah, right. Norma's considering the Lido Loca Philly. Come on, Norma, let's go do it. Okay, Annie, do any Royal Caribbean cruises do 2 days at Coco Cay? Good question. I had somebody else ask me that recently too. There have been a few when Labadee was off the schedule, where they did it it was the first stop, and then somewhere before they came back, there were a couple that they swapped it in for the Labadee. But as a scheduled itinerary, no, there are none that do 2 days at Coco Cay. It would be kind of cool if they did the overnight thing, like Ocean Key, where you could do an overnight. But they don't. So right now, no, there are none scheduled. Like I said, there have been a few that when they had to change things around, they made a second stop back at Coco Cay. But I think that was back when Labadee was first cleared off the schedule and they really didn't have anything else lined up. But no, that would be kind of cool. So, hey, Silver Librarian, how are you? Good to see you guys. Frank is saying Ensenada is nice. Okay. He must have found the good spot, not where Stephanie went. Hey, good morning, Desiree. How are you? Good to see everybody. Bills fan 72. Hello, Toronto. Man, it's good to see you. Good to see everybody. That's the thing I love about this is that we do get to talk to everybody all around the world, all at the same time. So that is absolutely amazing. I'll remind you, if you like what we're doing, please hit those likes on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching us. Hit those likes. And do all that good stuff. And certainly subscribe. We appreciate everybody subscribing. We especially appreciate all the people that have found us, thanks to Tony and Jenny B and Loca. You will notice that we have our partnership back up on the screen if you're watching us on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And Lido Loca has that awesome seagull logo in there now. So we're extremely proud to now be travel partners with Sean and Stef, with Lido Loca, with Cruise RX, and the Joy of Cruising podcast. So just very proud of our partnership with those folks. And any bookings that you make through us that are referred by those specific channels goes to help support those specific channels. We share a portion of our income with them for every booking that you make with us when you're referred by those channels. So yeah, very cool. Roy, hey, John is saying Roy overheard the Hawaii group and told me to close the laptop. No, keep that laptop open because the best prices are right now, John. The best prices and the best inventory. Roy, you want to come to Hawaii. Come to Hawaii with us. It's going to be so awesome. We've had this on our list for a while. And we're just so excited. So this is the wrong ship, but like we are basically like right here. We're like nice and high up on the ship in the back. I think
it's the other side.
It's the other side. Now Rebecca's getting specific. So it's over here. It's this exact cabin, but on the Emerald Princess. This would be a Celebrity Solstice class ship, but right here on the Emerald Princess is where we're going to be. So if anybody wants to come hang out with, in fact, our balcony is quite large. I think we can probably put like 10 people out on the balcony.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, we can definitely put 10 people out on the balcony.
I don't know about that.
So yeah, so John, come to Hawaii. So Virginia, how many days is the cruise out of Philadelphia next year? That is 7 days. Actually, it's 2026. So it's 7 days, April 13th through the 23rd. It's actually a Thursday to Thursday.
16th through the 23rd.
It's April 16th to the 23rd. I should have put the graphic back on screen so I can remember. But April 16th through the 23rd is a Thursday to Thursday. So ourselves, and I think Tony and Jenny might be doing the same thing too. We're going to fly up on Monday and spend a couple days exploring Philadelphia. I'm looking at like some food tours and some other things so we can suggest stuff. Like we can all go out as a group, go explore Philadelphia. Plus we're just gonna have a bunch of like things for you guys to do and go book and all of that stuff. So if you would like to join us on that one, that will be in April of 2026. Now, if you'd like to cruise with Tony and Jenny B sooner, you don't want to wait till 2026, you can come out with us on Valentine's Day in 2025, yeah. Valentine's Day, Tony and Jenny B are joining us on the Margaritaville Islander. The Margaritaville Islander, and I have convinced them to allow us to have a captain's vow renewal on the cruise. So anybody who books with us who wants to join in that vow renewal, it is included in the cruise fare. There's no extra charge to have the vow renewal. So it's going to be a big group vow renewal. I don't know if it'll actually be on Valentine's Day or the day before, just because of the way the sea days line up. So we'll obviously have to check with the captain and see his schedule. I'm going to call him up after the show, find out what the schedule is all about. No, I'm not. But yeah, so February 11th through the 17th, we're sailing out of Tampa. We're going to go to Key West, Progresso, and Cozumel. And I can't tell you what the rates are on air. That's part of the contract, right? Our rates are crazy good, like Crazy Eddie. If anybody is from New York, New Jersey, you remember Crazy Eddie. That's where our prices are. They're absolutely insane, and they include prepaid gratuities. So if you want to take a 6-night cruise, you want to come hang out. We are doing a Lido Loca meetup. You know, Jenny, that's hard to say really fast. I don't know if you guys have tried to say your name like really fast a few times, but when I'm answering the phone and I'm like, hey, it's Walter from the Lido Loca group cruise, I stumble over that sometimes. But Tony's like, hey, let's do a meetup, man. We're coming on the cruise. It turns out Tony and Jenny's wedding anniversary is in February. So they're going to do the vow renewal. We're going to be part of the vow renewal, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's February 11th through the 17th, 2025. Any of these cruises that I'm talking about, you just go to where'swaltertravel.com and you can see the whole list of cruises on there. If you want to come join us, and just reach out, we'll get you all set up. The Margaritaville Islander is an absolute hoot, Yeah, see, Jenny agrees with me. It's a mouthful.
Maybe
Okay.
that should be something, one of the group activities. See who can say it the most times in a
Oh,
row
yeah.
without messing up.
So we're gonna do the cracker thing. Like, you got to say La Lido Loca group cruise and have a cracker. La Lido Loca group cruise and have a cracker, right? Just keep trying to say it. Yeah. I don't know what you're gonna win. Probably nothing. Oh, hey, Jenny B and Tony, we should make our own version of a ship on a stick, because that is the most coveted award in all of cruising. So maybe we should just make our own version of a ship on a stick. That would be kind of funny. Maybe it should be an actual stick with a little ship on it. But Silver Librarian says, camp out on Walter and Rebecca's Hawaiian Emerald Cruise balcony. I'm telling you, man, we're going to have drinks. And the thing of it is, right, the sun sets in the west. So we're going to have 5 days of cruising from Hawaii back to LA with the sunsets right off our balcony. So I can't wait to see that. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So yeah, absolutely, grab a drink, come on out to our balcony, and let's hang out and chat for a while. And on the Valentine's cruise, actually, we have a suite in the back. We have a corner suite.
Now, that's a pretty big balcony.
That's a big balcony. We can put a lot of people on that balcony. We've got a corner suite on that one, so absolutely, we could totally do that. Oh, hey, Colonel Dave Dixon's on the Jewel in Alaska next week. Well, then you're going to have to report back and let us know what you think. I'm really excited. I've not been on a small Norwegian ship yet, so I'm really looking forward to getting on a small Norwegian ship for sure. Yeah, that's great. Good morning, Marnie. How are you? Good to see everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. I would love to see who's going out on a cruise anytime soon. Our next cruise will be October 19th on the Sun Princess. However, this coming week, we were invited by Hurtigruten. Their Roald Amundsen is making a rare appearance in Miami, one of their hybrid expedition ships. So they've invited us to come down. We're going down on Wednesday, and then on Thursday we're going to board the ship for a day, get a whole tour of that ship. I'm really excited to finally actually see one in person. October 10th, I'm going down to Fort Lauderdale. There's actually a party on the Sun Princess. In fact, Tony and Jenny B are going to be there. A whole bunch of people are going to be there. So I'll be on the Sun Princess October 10th for one night. Cruise RX is coming with me. Actually, Peter from Cruise RX is going to be my plus one, because Rebecca's like, I'm going to see it on the 19th, and her mom's going to be in town. So she's going to hang out with her mom.
That's mostly what it is.
That's mostly what it is.
I can't just leave my mother home.
I know.
Hey, Mom, gotta go.
See ya, Mom. We're going down to see the Sun Princess. We love you, but... okay, I'm gonna get to more group cruises shortly, but I see we've got some things going on here. Kurt, does the Sun Princess have theme nights? Boy, I don't know, because there's so much going on every night. You know, you got Spellbound, you got the shows, you've got the shows up in the Dome.
I generally don't remember a lot of.
Don't remember a lot of things.
When we were on the Crown Princess, they had a Love Boat party, but that was about the only thing I remember.
That was about, yeah, so it was like a 70s, 80s, like Love Boat party thing that they did. That's really the only theme party that I remember on the ship. And of course, now with the Sun Princess having so much going on, they are going to have, I don't know what they call formal night now, but they're definitely going to have a dress-up night if you want to do that. But I really don't know much. So, Douglas, cup of coffee acquired, nice. 82 days to the Silhouette. Oh, you're going on this ship right here. This is actually a model of the Solstice class, a totally accurate to scale model of the Solstice class. So this is the ship you're going on. You would love to join us in Hawaii, but the kids' school schedule might impede us. You know, just take the kids out of school. We'll call it education. Right? It's an educational trip. So you can do homeschooling on the cruise. I don't, maybe, I don't know. But that would be awesome.
Schools tend to frown on you taking your kids out these days.
Know,
They're
that's
very
such a
picky.
shame.
Not like when we were kids.
Yeah. Douglas, oh, this is great. If you haven't been following Tony on La Lido Loca this past week, he got invited by Norwegian Cruise Line to come see the brand new Norwegian Aqua. and we're still waiting for that video from the shipyard. But you know, he got one of those like bucket list things where you actually go get to visit the ship while it's under construction. I'm dying to go see a ship while it's under construction. I just think that is the coolest thing, and kudos to Norwegian for inviting Tony and so many people over there. I saw Ming was over there too. I think Ming's last name is Tapin or something like that. She's an amazing writer for cruising. I'm connected with her on LinkedIn, so it's really, really awesome. Oh, Jenny B said that video is coming out shortly. Yes! Frank is cruising on, let's see, you're cruising November 1st. Rick is cruising November 30th. Nurse Tara's 21 days of the Carnival Pride. This is awesome. When is everybody cruising? Manny, can you exchange your currency for euros at the airport when you go to Barcelona?
Usually there is an exchange. Most airports have an exchange counter. However, from what I understand, the rates are pretty terrible, and you're better off just going to an ATM and taking out euros that way.
Gotcha. So
either that or exchange it before you go.
Yeah, so do it from an ATM, you said?
Yeah, that's what I understand. I mean, I've not personally done it because I haven't been to Europe in like forever.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, the exchange rates at the airport-based currency exchanges are terrible.
Gotcha.
And you're better off just going to an ATM and withdrawing cash, which in this case would end up being euros.
So there you go, Manny. There's Rebecca's the one who does a lot of that research, and she's so good at that. That's one of the great things about the partnership with Rebecca and I. She does amazing research for everybody. So yeah, and as Kathy's saying, go to your local bank prior as well. Yeah. You might be able to get some euros. I don't know that every bank does it, but
well, no, but usually even if the bank doesn't have them on hand, usually you can order them.
Yeah.
So just check with your local bank, see if they have something.
Gotcha.
But I mean, predominantly you're going to want to use your credit cards to pay for things anyway. I mean, obviously you want a little bit of cash, but just make sure what the policy of your particular credit card, what the foreign exchange transaction fee is like.
Yeah.
Some have it, some don't. So just know what that is beforehand.
Exactly. Let's see what we got over here. Eric has 46 days to the Prima Transatlantic on a back-to-back. That's going to be awesome. Hey, Rick, I've got an idea. So Rick is saying that he'd love to go to Hawaii, but the family reunion is in the middle of that time. Guess what I'm going to suggest? Family reunion on the cruise. Huh? Bring them all on the ship. Let's do it. You know,
well, 16 days is a lot.
If you like your family, yeah, that's if you like your family. I don't know if you want to spend 16 days with them, but hey, let's do the family reunion on the cruise.
At some point in the undisclosed future,
yeah,
we will be doing the Pride of America, which is just 7 days round trip.
Yeah, so don't get excited. Don't get excited because last time we said something.
No specific plans. But it is also on our list. We want to experience Hawaii both ways.
And I will tell you, and Frank is saying that Rebecca is correct. ATM or credit card is great. Bill's fan has 461 days of the freedom of the seas. So yeah, thank you, Frank, for the added information. That's awesome. Who is cruising? Katie is cruising on the Carnival Dream in October for your 20th anniversary and 50th birthday. That's kind of how we do things too. Where we like to take a cruise around our birthday, and then we take a cruise around the anniversary. They don't line up. They're at different parts of the year, but that gives us a reason to take 2 cruises every year at least. So yeah. And I see the TikTok filtered thing. If you're watching us on TikTok, you can't use the word Virgin for Virgin Voyages. So if you're trying to ask us a question about Virgin Voyages and you're getting frustrated that we're not answering the question, it's because it's being filtered. So use the letters VV. It's just silly because Virgin Voyages is a big part of TikTok. So you would think you could use the name of the brand, but you cannot. So SW, how's the internet on a long 14-day voyage? Well, that just depends on where you're going. Yeah, it just depends. We were on a 12-day voyage last year on the Oceana Serena. Had no problems. I was working the whole time. As a travel agent, I have to work on the ships. Usually work about 3 or 4 hours a day on the ship, and I had no problem working on the ship. But that all depends on where you are, what the ship itself actually has. And also keep in mind, if it's really cloudy, and especially if it's raining, you're going to lose the signal, or you could lose the signal.
Or at least it will
So-
kind of slow down.
Yeah, because like we were on the MSC seashore, and at one point it just like buckets and buckets came out. Internet just disappeared because the signal was all messed up on the satellite, so on the dishes, so they couldn't get a clean signal. So that all depends. Now, one thing I will say, we just saw a guy this week. Those we've been talking about those little Starlink antennas that you can buy. I think they call it the Starlink Mini or something like that. Well, apparently on Carnival, they consider that a satellite dish, and satellite dishes are a no-no. So a guest brought it on, a blogger brought it on actually just to test it and see how it works. And he was getting 100 and something megabits per second download. Like he was getting some serious speed download. But after he did the first video, Carnival they called him in and said, sorry, you can't have that on the ship. Which is a shame, because that would be a nice way to get, like me, I really do need high speed to do like some of our proposals and things like that. So it would be nice if I had the option to do that. But right now, Carnival Cruise Line specifically, not Carnival Corporation, but Carnival Cruise Line specifically, is banning the little Starlink Mini. So don't take them on. Don't take them on the
I
ships.
wouldn't be surprised if other ships take a dim view of it as well.
Yeah. So I think it's a brilliant idea. It's really nice. If you don't know what this thing is, it's basically a portable satellite connection for the Starlink. And he said he was getting something like around, 8 megabits per second download when he was on the Starlink service on the ship, and he was getting 100 and something. So I was like, wow, that is really nice. And especially for content creators or people like me who need to work from a ship. It's really nice. So, yeah. Betty says she wants to go on the Pride of America. Yeah, so that'll be a little while.
I wouldn't expect it for another, say.
Well, who knows? Don't even throw it out there.
It's not anytime soon.
Yeah, but I will say in October we're announcing another group for Canada, New England. So if you're interested in Canada, New England, probably going to be announcing another group in October.
Before the end of the year.
Yeah, before the end of the year. Well, we can't wait too long because
I know.
Because of the time frame, we need to get people booking.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, Rick. Do I know when the November-December 2026 cruises open up on Princess? Yes, but I can't tell you. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I really don't know. Probably soon. We're getting into another quarter. October's coming up. They released the Alaska 2026 just to go ahead and get those rolling. So I would suspect very soon. I mean, Carnival's already popped up the 26, 27 schedules for some of their itineraries.
And one thing to bear in mind is they don't necessarily release all. Like, they might release the Caribbean at one point and Alaska at another point, and Europe at another point. So it'll kind of trickle in.
Yeah. Rick, it's going on a Celebrity Constellation next month in the Mediterranean. That is absolutely amazing. That's going to be awesome. Great ship. We've yet to go on the Millennium class ship, but we've sent a bunch of people out on that. We want to correct that because they do sail right out of Tampa over here. So I'd like to go hop on one and try it. Also keep in mind, Oceana's coming to Tampa. Ooh, can't wait for that. Colonel Dave Dixon, NTL Jewel just had the Starlink installed, hoping to have some good lives on your sailing. And that's the thing, the live requires the uplink, the up speed. So I've had difficulties doing a YouTube live on multiple ships, but I really haven't had much trouble doing TikTok live. I don't really know what the difference is between the two, but going live on TikTok's been a lot easier than going live on YouTube from the cruise ship. So I do try to do both. My one big trick is to make sure that I park myself right underneath a repeater when I'm going to do a live. I look for those repeaters. In fact, the Sky Princess had some nice ones outside, so that was great. I was actually sitting out on the deck, on the outer deck, doing my live because I had a repeater right over my head. So that's my big tip for doing something like that. So let's see. Kathy, can I talk about the new changes with Royal Caribbean starting, basically starting now. So basically for forever, power strips with a surge protector have been banned because they are a fire hazard on a cruise ship. And of course, fire is the biggest fear and biggest danger on any cruise ship. Well, now anything that takes a single power outlet and turns it into multiple power outlets is now banned as well, including, things that just simply plug in. Like you've got a plug and it turns it into a triple. that is now banned. So basically, Royal Caribbean is basically saying if you have anything that's going to turn one power outlet into multiple power outlets, technically the rule is they are banned. Security is supposed to take them away, but if they don't, then the room stewards are supposed to take them away as well, and then you will get it. You will get it in at the end of the cruise. Yes, even one plug. If you have something that turns one plug into two, that is banned. Anything that turns a single power outlet into multiple power outlets is now banned.
On Royal Caribbean.
So yeah, on Royal Caribbean. And we don't know if that applies to things that are multiple USB. Like if you just put a plug in and it turns it into 5 USB ports, is that banned? We don't know. But we do know that for power, it absolutely is. I use something like this on the ships. You know, this is my computer hub, and I've been using this for years on the ships to power up all of my USB devices, something like this. So I don't know if Royal Caribbean is going to allow that to continue to come on the ship or not. So, yeah. Back to the Starlink. Yeah, Eric, you were researching that Starlink Mini. It is, you know, the dish itself or the unit itself is really not that expensive, but it's around 200 plus a month or something like that to use it. Yeah, it's not cheap. But, you know, for somebody who like wants to work from a cruise ship all the time, and you could potentially write it off, right? But yeah, it's not cheap to use it. It's cheaper to get it, but it's not cheap to use it. So what cruise line has the best casino deals? I don't know. I don't do the casinos. I used to work for one of the largest casinos in the world, so I know exactly how all of that stuff works, and I can tell you that the house always wins. So I don't do anything. I don't do anything with the casinos. I used to do marketing for one of the largest casinos in the world, and let me tell you, man, everybody's like, oh, I'm going to get a free cruise. Oh, I'm getting a good casino deal. No, you're not. Even Tony was talking about it on one of his lives. You're like, yeah, I know. I pay more for my cruises than everybody else does. But it feels good because you're playing, right? So I really don't know. I don't know who has the best casino deal. People aren't going to follow that even if they aren't aware. Yeah, so what's going to happen is if you bring stuff onto the ship and security finds it, because look, we're scanned, all of our luggage is scanned, whether you're carrying it on or you've got a check, all of our luggage is scanned. And if they find something in there that should not be coming on the ship, they're going to confiscate it, and then you're going to be able to get it back at the end of the cruise. They're not just going to take it. They're going to tag it. They're going to give you a check ticket or something like that. I had that happen actually one time. I've been bringing this multi-tool kit with me forever on cruise ships for my camera and my tripod if I got to tighten up something or whatever. Virgin Voyages actually took it away, and I was like, really, you're taking this away? And it was just a little multi-kit, and they said it was because there was a blade on it. And I forgot there was a freaking blade in there.
Most ships will let you take a blade up to a certain length.
Yeah, but Virgin took it away because of the blade, and I'm like, okay, and then they gave me a ticket, and when we left the ship on the last day, they gave it back to me. So that's what would happen with all this power stuff. And we've seen those people. Like there's a whole table just full of power strips, and they're just handing them back to everybody at the end of the cruise. So it's kind of funny. Yeah. So it doesn't matter whether you want to follow the rules or not. If they find it, they're just going to take it away. So it doesn't matter. Good morning from California. How are you? Any good deals out there? Oh, there's always good deals from all over the place. I don't just keep a Rolodex. I don't just keep a Rolodex in my head, but yeah, there's always deals going on. It just depends on where you want to go, when you want to go, what cruise line you want to go on. We can always find something out of there. There's not a whole lot of choices right now, but Royal Caribbean is sending, what is it, the Odyssey Quantum Ovation. They're sending the Ovation of the Seas out there. So yeah. Your son brought a wooden faux dagger out of port and you got pulled out of line. Yeah, see, I mean, when they see stuff, I was pulled out of line because some of my tripod equipment kind of looked like a gun. It was all broken down in pieces, so they wanted to see what the heck this thing was. So yeah, so sometimes they just see stuff and they just want to check it. So
better be safe than sorry.
And they wouldn't allow a wallet chain. I could see that, especially if it's at a certain length, you know, they could say, well, you could choke somebody with it. So I could see that, yeah. And you know, security does their best. They don't catch everything, but when they see something, you know, I try to be respectful and say, okay, like when they took my tool away, I was like, okay, I didn't even think about it, but just take it. I'll use something else on the ship, and I did. So no biggie. Betty says go on your New England cruise in September 25. You can make it a group. That is not something that we can do because our New England cruise would be in October if we do it. It's going to be in October 2025 if we set this thing up. So, but we're trying to space out the group announcements. So, good morning, Austin. How are you? Any guesses when Virgin Voyages will announce Alaska 2026 cruises? And there you go. That's how you do it, folks. Say VV. Don't say Virgin Voyages. Maybe October, maybe November. I think
sometime before 2026.
Sometime before the end of this year. So it's supposed to be August. Then ever since they missed August, they're not telling us anything. What I really think, I think they're having some issues putting this together. They're trying to be different. They're trying to be unique. And there's already 60 some ships up there. And now here comes Virgin Voyages, which has no history in Alaska. So they don't have any connections in Alaska. Princess and Holland America, they're sending, Princess is sending what, 6 or 7 ships in 26. Holland America is sending 5 or 6 ships. So those 2 companies alone have 11 ships. Then you got Royal Caribbean, you got everybody else who's already there. And now Virgin Voyages is like, okay, where do we put our ship? How do we do this? And I honestly think that is why we haven't heard yet, because Virgin just doesn't want to do the same thing everybody else is doing. They're trying to come up with something that makes them somewhat unique. I think you're going to see some longer itineraries, like maybe you're going to see 10 or 11 night itineraries versus just the 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. I think that's pretty much why we're waiting. The front of the line is still selling, the front of the frontier of the line, whatever they're calling it, they're still selling that. So if you want to get that, you can do that. So
aren't they just doing round trip Seattle's?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but they're going to be doing some
Yeah.
different date. Now, well, that's what they've said.
True.
But the ship is going to Vancouver.
True.
So you never know. There could be some that are Seattle to Vancouver, or Vancouver to Seattle, or Vancouver round trip. I really think they are trying to figure out how they're going to do Alaska. And it's not easy, folks. It's not easy when you've already got 60 ships that are there, and now you got to figure out, well, where does our ship go? And honestly, I never had Virgin Voyages going there. If you wanted to book Alaska in 2026, they're not going to be my first choice, even though I love them. I love them so much. They're a fun cruise line. But I'm still going to go to Princess first if you want to go up to Alaska. Then Holland, and then Oceania. Oceania is amazing up in Alaska as well. So let's see what we got going on. Let's see, Douglas. 258 days to the Norwegian Aqua, then you're going to go on Celebrity Edge. Oh my goodness, then you got to call us about a Southern Caribbean cruise, yay. Douglas, hoping you do a Christmas market cruise. That is on the list. That is on the list. Don't know what year that's going to happen, Douglas, but a Christmas market is something I want to do at the bucket list. So of course, I want to bring folks with us when we do that. So yeah. Can't wait to do it. Let's see, Barbara, have they said what type of adapter? So going back to Royal Caribbean and their announcement, basically with Royal Caribbean, anything that takes one power outlet and turns it into multiple power outlets, whether it's got a cord on it or it just plugs in, they're basically saying all of that is banned. So if you have something that's going to turn one power outlet into multiple power outlets in some way, shape, or form, those are now banned from Royal Caribbean ships. That's what the official word is. Hey, Cabin Life, how are you? Good to see you. Any opinions, feedback on the Carnival Venezia? So we have not sailed her yet. I really do want to sail. I want to sail her. I want to sail the Firenze because they look gorgeous. Feedback from guests and fellow agents from KHM Travel who have been on them. Both of those ships have been very positive. So it's a really, they look to me like a grown-up Carnival experience, and that's kind of what the feedback has been coming back, because they left pretty much all of the Italian styling there, which is nice. So they don't really look like a Carnival ship. Now, to some people, that's a turnoff. They want, they want the whale tail. They want everything to look just like another Carnival ship. But I think that's what's so cool about these two ships so far, is that they are different. It's kind of nice for Carnival to just kind of, it's Italian style with Carnival fun or whatever it is. I mean, I think it's a great idea. And the feedback that I've gotten is that it's that they're really good. It's just it's a nice almost like an elevated carnival experience. So yeah, that's the feedback I'm getting. If anybody here has been on the ship, would love to hear it. Would absolutely love to hear it. So, Becky, you're in Kauai on a land vacation. Nice. Enjoy. Why are you watching us? You're in Hawaii. Go have fun. Thank you so much for checking in, though. That's amazing. I love it.
What time is it in Hawaii?
I don't know. What time? Hey, Becky, what time is it? Rebecca wants to know. Aaron's here. Alex is here. Hey, guys. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. John says, I'm not sure the Virgin Voyages ships are good for Alaska. They are not outward-facing, designed for the views. Well, they are, especially when you take into effect the hammocks on the balcony. I mean, sitting in a hammock looking at the glaciers, that could be kind of cool, right? That could be pretty doggone cool. Yeah, so the whole pool area, though, obviously not very outward facing. It would be interesting using one of those peekaboo bathrooms while you're looking at the glaciers, I suppose. That could be interesting. But yeah, my biggest thing is, what is Scarlet Night going to look like? Are they going to get themselves a big inflatable polar bear instead of the Kraken and come up with a whole different story? I mean, that's going to be kind of fun. But Virgin, it's 5 a.m. in Hawaii. That's what she's saying.
It was early.
Wow, she's looking for coffee. That is amazing. That is amazing. Yeah. So John, I think you're right. I don't know about Virgin Voyages in Alaska. I love them. I love the brand. We're going to be on the Resilient Lady in November, going down there for a 2-night seminar at sea. So in fact, we're going to have an XL Sea Terrace. We've not actually stayed in one yet, so that'll be interesting. But I do love the brand. I just don't see them. I mean, and that's just me being honest, right? Rebecca and I are very honest about where we see certain things, and when we're looking at cruises and we're looking at ships and we're looking at itineraries, we try to be very honest with you and our clients to say, look, this is what we see, so we want you to go in with eyes wide open. So yeah, Alex, I'll talk about Scarlet in just a minute. Any information about Carnival Glory going out of February to Nassau and Freeport? I haven't seen the new schedules yet. I have not seen that yet. I'm sorry. Crystal, do I know if Royal Caribbean will continue to go to Bimini? I know Carnival won't be. Well, that's because Carnival is getting their own thing. They don't need to go to Bimini anymore. Celebration Key is going to be opening up sooner than later. So whether Royal Caribbean and or Celebrity are going to continue to go to Bimini, that remains to be seen. It remains to be seen who goes to Bimini. Virgin Voyages is the one that put the Bimini Beach Club there that everybody uses. So once Celebration Key opens up, there's no reason for Carnival to continue to go there, because Carnival has Princess Keys. They have Half Moon Key, which are Holland America and Princess Islands. And they're going to have Celebration Key that can take up to 4 ships. So I doubt Carnival will be going back to Bimini once all of that is open. So Bougie Bud, maybe? I don't know. I have so many lights in my face. But Christmas markets, you want to go. Good morning, Chris. Cabin Life wants to know, what is Christmas market? Oh, well, that's a great question. We just assume that everybody knows that we're talking about. That's a great question. So the Christmas markets are a series of river cruises. Well, actually, you don't even have to go on a river cruise. But in Europe, there's all these traditional Christmas markets. So just think, Dickens, think Hallmark Christmas. There's all these Christmas markets in Europe that are only open after U.S. Thanksgiving time until about December 24th or December 23rd. They're not open past the Christmas holidays. And if you take a river cruise, you can usually hit, like on a 7-night or an 8-night river cruise, you can hit upwards of like a dozen or more Christmas markets, because sometimes at one port you can get to multiple Christmas markets. So it's like a bucket list cruise for a lot of people, including myself, especially if you love Christmas like I do. But yeah, so you have the opportunity to go experience a quieter Christmas. While they are Christmas markets, it's not like what you would think of in the U.S. with crazy stuff going on. It's a lot of beautiful artisan materials and a lot of amazing food. And you can do land tours too. I have a website that I use that I think lists well over 150 markets in Europe. That's how many of them there are. So So from November to December, there are a whole series of Christmas market cruises on Avalon, Alma Waterways, Uniworld, Riverside, of course Viking, and Riviera, and all the others as well. So that's a trip that I really, really want to make, and a lot of people want to make it too because it is absolutely beautiful. So yeah, absolutely going to do that. What do we got over here? And we will be making an announcement on that probably next year. Sometime next year we'll talk about a Christmas market cruise. So, Anne, you have Princess with a question. I'm not sure what a question mark. I'm not sure what the question is.
Yes.
Yeah, the answer is yes. We love Princess. Princess is awesome. Barbara, you had a fabulous time in Rome and everything. We set up was fantastic. Yay! So Barbara, what was fabulous about Barbara is we set them up with a land tour before the cruise. That's something that's become increasingly popular, especially with Americans who are flying over to Europe, because it takes you a while to get over there, so you might as well stay. And then Europeans who are coming over this way. It's combining a cruise with a land tour. And in Barbara's case, I think you guys were there for like 5 days prior to the cruise. And we worked with one of our tour partners, Sept, to set all of that up. They did some tours. I know you did a cooking class. You did some other stuff. So we set Barbara up. Sept put the whole thing together on land. So we worked with them to put the whole thing together on land. But that's something that we're doing increasingly as we move on, especially for our guests who are flying from the U.S. to Europe. They want to spend more time. Michael and Nisa, who are coming with us to Hawaii, I think they spent a total of 20 days in Europe. So there was a 10-day celebrity cruise in the middle of it, and there was like 5 days and 5 days on both ends of that. So yeah, that is really, really cool. Really, really cool. So, but I'm so glad everything worked out. So, Kel, is Mardi Gras going in the dry dock soon? You just sailed it, and the Lido deck by the pool was a mess. I don't know what you mean by a mess. Let's see, when did that ship come out?
2020.
2020. So
kind of right before the pandemic.
Yeah, so
it'll go
technically
in for a
25 or 26. Yeah, if it's going in for a technical refurb, it'll go in 25 or 26. There's a bunch of ships going in 26 because we just booked somebody on the Horizon that's actually in June. It's going from Barcelona to the U.S. I'm like, well, that's weird. They usually don't go that way. And then I realized it's a dry dock, and there's 3 other carnivals that are right there as well. So, like, if you're looking to do a transatlantic from Europe over to the U.S., but you want to do it in the spring, Carnival actually has a bunch of them in 26. So there must be multiple ships going through dry dock. So I don't know if Carnival posts their dry dock schedule. The website Cruise Industry News, they usually have the schedule, the dry dock schedule in there. So I would recommend checking that out. Rips and tears all over the floor. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, those floors get a lot of abuse, especially with the kids, and a lot of people dragging the chairs all over the place. And
honestly, we were on it in 2022 when it was pretty new because of the shutdown. I mean, even if it, and the carpet in several places was definitely well stained. Yeah,
So I mean, when you've got a family ship like that, they do get beat up pretty good, and you put 6,000 people on it every week or 5,000 people on it every week. So. Yeah, I mean that can start to happen. But I hope overall you had a good time. But yeah, I don't know that schedule. Alex is asking about the changes to Scarlet Lady. So this is pretty cool. Virgin Voyages actually leaked. So Virgin Voyages realized that maybe making 4 completely identical ships was not the right way to go. Maybe well, good. So you had a blast on the ship. That's great. Sometimes you're going to get a little bit of the good with the bad on these ships, and maybe you had a few tears around the pool, but that happens. But Alex is asking about the changes on the Scarlet Lady. Virgin Voyages, as the ships go back in the dry dock, because they're about ready, they're getting to that 5-year mark. Scarlet's going to be first. She's going in. They're now going to start tweaking the ships, and they're going to make each ship slightly different. So Scarlet Lady is going to get around 20 more suites when she goes in for her dry dock. This is happening this month, I think. This month or next month she's going in. So she's going to get about 20 more suites. The Razzle Dazzle restaurant is now getting an Asian, I think it's called Lotus by Razzle Dazzle or something like that. So she's going to have an Asian-inspired menu now. There were a couple other changes. Grounds Club 2, which is the one that's in the galley, that's the coffee shop in the galley, that's now going to turn into a full bar. So hopefully the coffee shop's going to be open later, but that's now going to turn into a full bar at night. And what else? There was like 2 other things that I think were happening, and I can't think of them offhand. But so Virgin Voyages, as they send their ships in, they're going to start tweaking the restaurants. They're going to add more suites to some of these ships, and then we may see some other changes as well. Now, if any of you is sailing out of, if anybody is sailing out of Civitavecchia in Rome, you're actually going to see the Brilliant Lady just sitting there. So the Brilliant Lady's ready to go, but she's not coming out till September of 25. So you'll see that. You wonder if Valiant's going to go in before your October sailing. I don't know what her schedule is, to be honest with you. I know that Scarlet's going in, and who goes in after that, I'm not really sure, but we'll have to find out. Cabin Life, you've not been on Virgin Voyages yet. Maybe after the Hawaii cruise, you can go on that. Virgin Voyages is a fabulous cruise line. We've still got a lot of people who think, oh, Rick, I'm sorry, I missed your question. I'll come back to that in a second. There's still a lot of people who just automatically assume that Virgin Voyages is this big party ship, because all the vlogs are going to show you Scarlet Lady, Scarlet Knight, and they're going to show you the manor and maybe, you know, the drag queen doing her show, which is fabulous. But Virgin Voyages is one of the most chill, laid-back cruise lines that we've sailed, especially if you're on a longer cruise. If you're on a 4-night cruise, even on the 4-night cruise, it was not near as much of a party as I've seen on other cruise lines. Like when we were on the Mariner of the Seas, that was much more of a party ship than the Scarlet Lady was, or Valiant Lady. But Virgin Voyages is just kind of a chill, laid-back kind of a cruise line that really is come as you are. There's no dress code. I mean, if you want to wear shorts and a T-shirt to dinner, go for it. You're going to wear it to anyone at a restaurant. They don't care. You can do that. During the day, it's very chill and laid back. Now, Scarlet Night is the craziest party you have ever been to on a cruise ship, and it's awesome, but it's only one night, and if you don't want to join in, you don't have to join in. You can still, on the rocks, every single night has some of the most amazing music acts, every freaking night. It could be a solo, it could be a quartet, it could be Latin, jazz, blues, rock, it could be anything. Just absolutely amazing. So, and of course, you know, we keep talking about the food. The food is really, really good, and it's just a fun cruise line. If you're an adult, if you're you still got that childlike wonder, and you still got that child inside of you, you're gonna love Virgin Voyages. If you're a child at heart. And where is I miss Rick? Rick, is Holland America the only one that has a round trip transatlantic? I believe so. The only regularly scheduled one, and they're not round trip transatlantics, they are Grand Voyages with an actual schedule. Now, if you've not looked at Holland America, they had these things called Grand Voyages, and you can go to the South Pacific and back from San Diego. You can go to the Mediterranean and back from Fort Lauderdale. You can go up to the Norwegian fjord from Boston round trip. So they do a lot of these round trip. They've even done all the way around to Africa and back from Fort Lauderdale, I think it was. So, you know, if you want to do like some of these European trips and you don't want to fly, one option would be to do Holland America if you've got the time. The other option that you can do a round trip transatlantic is Cunard, because the Queen Mary 2 does about 21 regularly scheduled crossings back and forth. So that's another way that you can do. And in fact, Cunard does actually sell a 14-day round trip. If you just want to go over and back, they do sell a 14-day round trip. But the ones that Holland America does are not just transatlantic, they are a full itinerary that are absolutely amazing. I'm planning, when we go to Europe, I am planning to take Cunard across, then do what we're going to do in Europe, and if we time it right, take a ship back to the US, so that would obviously be a fall trip. But yeah, and we can do round trip transatlantic just like that. So in the spring, you know, all the ships go from Florida and the US, they go to Europe, or they go over to Alaska. So if you want to take one of the ships over to Europe, you can spend some time in Europe, and then we can put you on the Queen Mary 2, and you come back to New York, and then you fly home. So you can actually do that. So there are multiple ways to do it. There are multiple ways to do it. Silver Librarian said it's sad that Virgin Voyages will probably take away cheaper rooms for the suites. It's already expensive. They are. I mean, the suites are really popular. So yeah, 2 sea terraces will turn into a suite. That's basically how it's going to work, or maybe a little bit less than 2 sea terraces. I would actually love to see how they're going to do it. I assume they're going to cut a hole in the side of the ship and just slide the old cabins out, put the new cabins in. But they are, those suites are incredibly popular. And, you know, the Rockstar suites are the hardest things for us to book because they sell out first. So it makes sense that they're going to go ahead and do that. Virgin Voyages pools are smaller, correct? They're really small, incredibly small.
The main pool is kind of deceptive because if you just look at it from like an overhead shot, it looks pretty big, but only a very small section of it is swimmable. The rest is like ankle deep.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
Absolutely. So the main pool is made for dancing, believe it or not, for Scarlet Night. So yeah, if you're a pool person, like that's a make or break. If they don't have a good pool, then you're not going to like Virgin. We give them a pass on that because we like everything else about the brand. You know, the food is great, service is great. Love the Diva. The Diva's so much fun. On longer cruises, they have great games. You know, they got speed puzzling, they got trivia, they got all the fun stuff going on. So we give them a pass because it really is like summer camp for adults.
But it does mean it will never be the only cruise line I would ever want to sail.
No, it's never going to be our first cruise line to go on because we do love the pool. So that's one of the reasons why we love Celebrity so much. You know, Celebrity has those interior pools that are absolutely amazing. Yes, they do have hot tubs. We have been told by our friend Zach, who is the hot tub connoisseur, he really needs to start a channel just about hot tubs on cruise lines, that they were not his favorite because I think only a couple actually had jets. Most of them were just, you know,
I think it's only the ones
water.
on the Richards rooftop that have jets.
So
the rest of them are just hot water.
He would not give those hot tubs a major thumbs up. So, yeah. Oh, Barbara's saying that the Epic had 2 small pools. You know, Norwegian has small pools too. I'm shocked with the size of the pools for the size of the ship. They're
still bigger than Virgin, but that's not saying much.
Bigger, yeah. I mean, just to give you an idea, the Oceana Serena had a bigger pool than Virgin, and the Oceana Serena has 670 passengers. She had a bigger pool than Virgin Voyages. So, yeah. Oh yeah, new cabana. Thank you, Vintage Voyager. They're building some new cabanas.
Oh yeah.
That are right next to the one deck up from the pool. Right there. They look weird. I don't know. I wouldn't pay for them. Just being honest, I wouldn't pay for them. I don't even know why they're putting them there. They're just weird. So yeah, Virgin does a lot of weird things. So so.
Some weird good, some weird.
Vintage, you're going to see Brilliant in 66 days. Yeah, so if you're sailing out of Civitavecchia, you should see Brilliant Lady just sitting out there. It's amazing that you can take a ship and just let her sit there. So, yeah. Cabin Life, you love Celebrity and the spas on Celebrity. Yeah, we love the solarium. Our favorite pool, really, at sea, is that solarium pool. Although I'll give the jungle pool on the MSC a number 2 because it's 6 feet deep, salt water. It has the roof as well. That was a lovely pool as well. I mean, MSC has really good pools. If you're a pool person, MSC has really good pools. Really good pools. In general, how is the Sky Princess? Love the Sky Princess. On TikTok and YouTube, I have complete playlists from the Sky Princess, including a food tour and other stuff. But Sky Princess is a beautiful ship, and we've sent a lot of clients on that entire Royal class. So the Royal class in general is a great, great class of ship. So yeah. John's saying that he relaxed the most. I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with that new menu in Razzle Dazzle. Is that Asian menu going to be a hit or not? I kind of like Razzle Dazzle the way it is, so it's going to be really interesting. I'm really happy that they are adding the bar in the galley, up in the galley, because I want to see that coffee shop open later, just personally. So, yeah, that's going to be really nice. That is going to be really, really nice. So, Betty, I love that. Betty said she loves Virgin Voyages. You're in your 60s and 70s, and that's another misnomer too, that you got to be a certain age to go on Virgin Voyages. You just got to be young at heart. If you're young at heart, you are going to have a great time. And I'll tell you, Zach, our connoisseur, his mother is a tried and true Carnival fan, and she was very concerned about coming on that ship. And about halfway through, she's like, I don't know how I'm going to go on Carnival again. This is amazing. So, if you enjoy cruising and you're young at heart, you really should go on there. So, let's see. Vintage Voyager had brilliant, maybe not passed all her sea trials. No, she's done. She's ready to go. She was ready to launch last year, but they pulled it, and they're just letting it sit there. They said they couldn't get it crewed. They came up with all these excuses why they wouldn't launch her, but she's literally ready to go. She's a finished ship, ready to go. Sea trials are done. Virgin Voyages just decided to park her for a year. She will launch September of 2025 in New York City. New York City! Anyway, what an old commercial. Aaron's got a great question. Which ships are Rebecca and I dying to get on? Ooh, what are we dying? I gotta say, the more I look at it, the more I really want to get on Explorer. Explorer is stunning. If you have not looked at Explorer 1 and 2, I say right now.
I want to get on an Edge class ship.
Yeah, we haven't been on an Edge class ship yet. No.
And as annoying as the pay, 14 to 16 months in advance is, I do want to try Viking. Both are ocean and river. Yeah.
So,
eventually.
what about you all? What ship have you not been on that you're dying to get on right now? We're really looking forward to the Azamara Journey at Christmas. I mean, we've already got that book. So we're really excited to see that ship. But if I was to pick one tomorrow and you say, hey, Walt, you can go on any ship tomorrow, it would be Explorer 1 or 2. I really want to see what Explorer is all about. They look amazing. Amazing. John, I've actually said the same thing. John said, I hope Virgin Voyages replaces the net for an infinity pool. That's going to take a whole lot of engineering. So
I don't think it's a long enough dry dock to do it this time.
Yeah, so that I've actually talked about that with some people who know much more than I do, and they said that is a lot of engineering to do that, so they don't ever foresee that happening. But what they could do, certainly, if they could cover that net and turn it into another space, that would be more useful.
Put a hot tub and something.
Yeah. So, so we'll see. Cal, sailing MSC in February. You can't wait. That is so awesome. Yay. I love booking stuff. Did the Hawaii cruise price include trip insurance? No, none of our prices ever include trip insurance because that is an individual decision to whether or not you want to do it. Anytime that we price a cruise, we tell you exactly what's in it. In the case of the Hawaii cruise prices that we currently have listed, that is with the port fees and taxes, and you got Princess Plus already in there because about 90% of our clients are going to book with Plus or Premier. But insurance, I mean, as much as we recommend it, we still have clients who don't get it, and it actually does scare us. So hopefully nothing ever happens with those people. So yeah, so we don't. Rick, pros and cons for Oceania. Cons.
It's definitely
small.
If you need a lot of stuff going on, it's not like there's not stuff going on. It's just not as much as your mainstream lines.
So at night, the big change is really going to be at night because, at night, say you're used to Royal Caribbean, you're used to Princess, Celebrity. You got a main theater show, you might have a secondary theater or something, you might have bands and musician things going on in the piazza, in the lobby. So you got stuff going on at night, right? All night long. On Oceania, we had a lounge show at 9:30 every night. Then the band played in the club for about an hour. Plus we had a piano player. So at night, it's more of a...
the string quartet too.
String quartet. So it's more of a socializing, more of a social life at night. You hang out with your fellow guests more. You get to know your fellow guests more versus being entertained all night long. That's the biggest difference.
Whether that's a positive or negative is kind of an individual thing.
I'll tell you, we did 12 nights. It was the most relaxed I've ever been. It's the best food I've had on any cruise so far. I would put the main dining room against specialty dining on pretty much every other cruise ship that we had been on because the main dining room was that good. The service was phenomenal. It was very casual. So a lot of people think, okay, I'm going on Oceania luxury. I'm going to have to get dressed up. No, you don't. Whatever you would typically wear during the day on any cruise ship, that's what you're going to wear. At night, they do want you to have pants, no shorts in the dining rooms. But I would wear a pair of nice dress jeans, and I have these button-down shirts that are called Untuck It. That they don't tuck in. That was my outfit every single night. I would wear the jeans and a button-down untucked shirt, and so it's a very casual ship. And then if you don't even want to do that, you can just leave the shorts and t-shirt on and go to the buffet where, by the way, they have made to order lobster tails, shrimp, steak, catch of the day, and lamb chops. I was in the buffet every single night. And if you just want to keep your shorts on, there you go. Just go up to the buffet and you're going to have fun. So, yeah.
And I will say the on the R-class ships specifically, it's different on the bigger ships. But on the R-class ships, the bathrooms in anything less than a suite
they're small.
Is very small.
Yeah, they're small. Now,
I mean, it works, but it's small.
Yeah, and if you go on the Riviera or the Marina, they've got cooking classes on there as well. So.
And I understand those bathrooms are pretty standard size.
Yeah. And then if you get on the Vista Allura, there are no insides or ocean views. They start with a French balcony, which is really nice. So there's not a lot of cons with Oceania. Now, they're about to change everything. Starting October 1st, they're taking away the shore excursion credit, and they're taking away the included beer, wine, champagne with lunch and dinner. Now they're going to give you the gratuities instead, and there'll be some onboard credit. But I'll tell you what, I go on Oceania any day. We're going on Oceania for 12 nights in Alaska very soon. So yeah, it's amazing. But Oceania, Azamara are very, very similar cruise lines in a lot of ways. So yeah. Let's see, you got friends going on Explorer 2 in November. Yeah, I've got friends who have been on Explorer 1 twice, and I'm like so jealous. Explorer 2 had a fantastic itinerary out of San Juan. They got fantastic itineraries out of everywhere. That's the thing about, your Oceania, your Azamara, Explorer, Viking, all of the luxury lines, they don't run cruises on repeat like everybody else does. So even if a ship is doing an entire itinerary in the Caribbean, you might see the same itinerary twice. The one we're doing in Alaska, the 12 nights, that's the only one that's doing that particular itinerary for 12 nights the entire time the Riviera is going to be in Alaska. Doing similar ones, but it's not doing that exact itinerary again in Alaska. So that's the really cool thing it's a cool thing and the downside about these luxury cruise lines if you're like looking at a cruise for next year and you're like, oh, I'll do it in 26. Might not be there in 26. Might not be there at all in 26, or it might be something different. But Explorer, all these guys have amazing itineraries out of everywhere. And you know who else has great itineraries out of San Juan too? Actually, Virgin had some really good itineraries out of San Juan. I think that some of their best Caribbean itineraries are out of San Juan, to be honest with you. So let's see. Oh, man, we got a bunch of stuff going on over here. John is talking about the Edge class being a game changer. You want to book the Edge in Alaska for 26? Yep. We got a bunch of folks who want to book that in Alaska. Rick, Enchanted Princess versus the Sun Princess. You've been on Enchanted and going on the Sun Princess is your favorite cruise line right now. I'll tell you what, it's going to be interesting because we were on the Sky, right, Royal Class, and now we're going to go on the Sun. I can't wait to see what that looks like. So. Max said, loves the way my eyes roll back when I talk about the lobster rolls. Hey, I didn't even mention on Oceania during the day at the pool grill, they do surf and turf at the pool grill. So now it's supposed to be a lobster and steak sandwich, but I was having a lobster and hamburger sandwich instead because I liked that a lot. It was really good. So, let's see, Barbara, you going to Miami one way to San Juan? Yes, that's going to be awesome. Chris, 320 days to the Mediterranean on the Sun Princess, so you're going to do the second time around. Nice, I love it, I love it. User 828, I think, what do we recommend with MSC, or would we recommend MSC? Maybe it's a question. Yeah, we definitely recommend MSC with some caveats, understanding that the service may not be what you're used to on other cruise lines. The food can be very hit or miss in the main dining room and the buffet. Specialty dining is really good. Cabins are nice. The cabins tend to be slightly larger than what you might be used to on other cruise lines for the same categories. The pools, at least on the Seaside class, are 6 feet deep. They're amazing. I think you'd be hard pressed to see that much chrome in one place anywhere else in the world. I mean, they do love their chrome on those ships. So amazing coffee, some of the best coffee at sea. So you just have to understand, and of course the prices are so low, so it's hard to say, well, it wasn't as good as other cruise lines, but you paid about a quarter less than you would on somebody else. Like their yacht club, I can put you in their yacht club usually for the price of a Royal Caribbean balcony, say like on a Oasis class ship. So, and that's a completely different experience. If you go into the yacht club, that's a totally different experience where it's nearly all inclusive. You've got your butlers, you've got your lounges and things like that. So MSC is a great cruise line. You just have to accept that they are MSC. They do things their way. And if you want them to do things like Royal, Carnival, Norwegian, Princess, everybody else, you will be disappointed. But they do things their way. And if you're willing to accept their way and accept that something may not be like up to what you're expecting them to be, you're going to have a great time. We've been on twice. We're going to go back again soon. We need to go on Yacht Club. We haven't done Yacht Club yet. I'm kind of eyeing that World America. That might be a good time to do it because she's coming.
And we have to go to keep your loyalty club going. You have to go at least every 3 years.
Right, so we got to do that.
Yep.
So we have to go on MSC again, otherwise.
Obligated.
So, yeah. So let's see, what else we got here? What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. Oh, wow, it's 20:12. So I don't even know if I finished all of my group cruises, folks. We've got so many group cruises that are now booking. Did I talk about, we've been just talking about Oceania, so I'm going to talk about our Alaska cruise briefly. Samantha just got off the Celebration. Yay! I'm glad our recommendations worked out well. Celebration, Mardi Gras, Jubilee have some amazing food. They probably have the most included food of any cruise line out there. But if you would like to go to Alaska next year, I've actually gotten quite a few inquiries on this one. Again, I can't tell you the pricing. Our pricing was locked 8 months ago when we did this. And ever since, the Oceania prices have just been climbing and climbing and climbing, and we still have the same prices from 8 months ago. And we have the prepaid gratuities, and we have the drinks package upgrade. And what Oceania announced this week, we had Guillaume on the show this week, is that when everything changes on October 1st, now everybody's going to get prepaid gratuities on October 1st, but we're going to get to keep the $600 shore excursion credit that's going away for everybody else. So,
and going to keep the beer, wine, and...
Well, we got the Prestige upgrade.
Oh, okay.
So you got it all day. So we're keeping the drink package upgrade, and we're going to keep the $600 of shore excursion credit. So if you'd like to go with us to Alaska, this is June 26th through July 8th, 2025. Oceania Riviera is only a 1,200 passenger ship. She does have the cooking classes on there as well. We're going to hit 8 ports over 12 nights, including, I believe, 1 or 2 of them are 14 hours, 15 hours, something like that. And in Victoria, British Columbia, we're going to be there for 12 hours. It's not a 2-hour or 3-hour token stop. It's going to be like 12 hours we're going to be there. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So we got the prepaid gratuities, we got the Prestige Select drink package, which means you can have a cocktail or a drink any time of the day you want, and you get $600 shore excursion credit. All of that stays even after things are going to change on October 1st with their onboard packages. So if you'd like to go with us on this, we've gotten quite a few people. I don't know what we got, around 30 people or so that are going, but we've got a nice, lovely group of people that are going with us. So this is going to be absolutely amazing. We have balconies, verandas, concierge. We even have penthouse suite, and I believe we have an owner suite at a group rate. So if you want to go all the way, you can even go all the way up to there. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So if you would like to join us on the Oceania Riviera, that is June 26th through July 8th. Rebecca and I will be there. We're going to spend a few days in Seattle. We're going in 3 days early, something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, so we're going in like 2 or 3 days early to go spend some time in Seattle because I want to see how much coffee I can drink in 3 days. That's going to be me. So yeah,
Walter will be speeding around Seattle.
I'll just be running around. Hello, hello, hello. You open? You open? Anyway, so that's going to be June 26th through July 8th.
Space Needle all on his own.
Yes. We announced this earlier. We're going to Hawaii, February 4th through the 20th, 2026. We're going to be on the Emerald Princess. That's 16 days. We'll be going out of Los Angeles to Honolulu, Hilo, Kahulu, maybe Kauai, and Ensenada. Of course, we got to go to Ensenada on the way back for the rules. And we will be setting up an optional pre-cruise extension in Disneyland because we're going to be in LA. I've never been to Disneyland, so we're going to spend a few days in Disneyland before the cruise. February 20th through to 26th. You just got to go on Where's Walter. All of this is on where'swaltertravel.com. There's a group travel link there.
What did you just say?
What?
The dates.
February 4th through the 20th, 2026.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said
I'm reading
20th.
the screen. I may have said something different, but I'm reading the screen. February 4th through the
Yeah.
20th, 2026.
That is correct.
Of course, the big group cruise is if you want to go cruise with Tony and Jenny B and all the amazing activities that Tony will be doing. There will be a full schedule every single day of Tony. No, there won't, because Tony's going to need a break. But there will be some group activities on the ship. This is April 16th through the 23rd, 2026. The first cruise out of Philadelphia in decades on the Norwegian Jewel. Tony's like, we got to be first. We're going to be on the first one. The infrastructure isn't even there, but we're going to do it. We're going to be sailing April 16th through the 23rd, 2026. It's going to be the Lido Loca Triangle. We go from Philadelphia down to Bermuda, then we cut across to Charleston, and then back up to Philadelphia to make the triangle. So the Lido Loca Triangle cruise, April 16th through the 23rd, 2026. Over 200 people are already booked on this one. It is going to be a Loca fam reunion, is what this is going to be. So you'll cruise with Tony and Jenny B. There will be exclusive event and a pre-cruise extension again. The cruise is Thursday to Thursday, so we're going to set up an extension where you fly in on Monday, spend a couple days in Philadelphia. So reach out for that one. If you don't want to wait till 2026 to meet Tony and Jenny B and me and Rebecca, well, come with us for Valentine's Day in February. This is the cheapest cruise I think we've ever offered as a group. It is crazy cost effective. So Tony and Jenny B are coming with us because it happens to be their wedding anniversary in February. The February 11th through the 17th, 2025, we're going to Key West, Progresso, and Cozumel, and we're sailing out of Tampa, round trip. The captain will host a group vow renewal. If you'd like to come join in on that, it's absolutely free. It's included with the cruise. We're going to have a good time with that one. So February 11th through the 17th, there will be a Lido Loca meetup, thanks to Tony and Jenny B offering to do that while they're on the ship. So we cannot wait for that one. And I still have a couple of cabins left on the Norwegian Aqua. This is May 31st through June 7th, 2025. The brand new Norwegian Aqua that Tony just got a chance to go visit. We're going to be on the ship May 31st through June 7th. Out of Port Canaveral, we go to Puerto Plata, St. Thomas, Tortola, and Great Stirrup Key. I'm planning to get muddy again in Puerto Plata because I had such a fun time on those mud buggies. So if anybody wants to get muddy with me, because Rebecca ain't doing it.
Nope.
So if you want to come get muddy with me, you can come get muddy with me. All of these cruises, you can find them all on where'swaltertravel.com under group travel. If you want to come join us, I really hope you do. It's going to be a lot of fun. But the new one is Philadelphia. Excuse me, the new one is Hawaii. Hawaii is the new one. Sailing February 4th through the 20th with an optional pre-cruise extension in Disneyland that we will announce later. So cabin life is booked for Hawaii. I know, I can't wait to meet everybody. It's going to be so much fun. I'd love to do it. Kel, I'm so sorry. You said the entertainment on the Carnival Excel class is amazing. The only thing I don't like about the Excel class is that little, that other theater that's out, the Grand Central or whatever they call it on the multiple ship, just because the seating is so bad. So we never actually saw a show there because we didn't want to wait
bits of
2
a
hours.
show.
Yeah, we saw bits of it, but we didn't see a full show because we didn't want to sit there for hours and wait for a seat or something like that. So, yeah. So, yeah, John, that's right, John, you're going to be staying on the World America in the Yacht Club. Maybe we'll go cruise with John. John's already booked on the World America in the Yacht Club. Maybe we'll just pick his cruise and we'll go on there with him.
When's his cruise?
I think John will be surprised when he finds guests 3 and 4 booked in his cabin. Hello! Hi, Roy. Hi, John. We have the power. We could do that. No, I would never, ever do that. But 423, is celebrity really 65 and older? Where the heck did you hear that? Not even close. No cruise line is 65 and over. What happens is when you get on longer itineraries that are past 7 days, they start to the onboard crowd skews older because they have the time to do that. But celebrity, no. I mean, gosh, I've seen, 18 to 90. Celebrity and Virgin, I think, are very similar. They're a very similar crowd, to be honest with you, in terms of ages. I think they both attract the same. We have, wow, whoever is discouraging you from going on the Celebrity Beyond, oh my gosh, that's one of the most beautiful ships out there right now. Not to mention you got Captain Kate. Celebrity as a whole has some of the best. I think them and so Celebrity, Princess, Virgin Voyages for the mainstream, they have some of the absolute best and personable service out there. Disney is right there with them too, actually. And then when you get into luxury, obviously everything changes there. Azamara Oceania has great service, but wow, somebody's saying 65 and over. That is hilarious. I've never heard that about. People say that about Holland America all the time. But even there, Holland America, when you get on 7-night cruises in the Caribbean, you're going to get a lot of families on there. And up in Alaska, it's going to skew much younger. But once you go 10 nights or longer, everything starts to skew older just because, younger people may not have the time. Families don't have the time to go on a ship that long. Like our Hawaii cruise, I fully expect that to skew older because it's 16 days. You need the time to do 16 days. We're doing 16 days for Christmas. We're going to be on the Azamara journey for December 22nd through January 6th, 7th, whatever 16 days is. So Christmas and New Year's on the ship, and I cannot wait. I absolutely cannot wait. But yeah, I've never heard Celebrity described as that old. I would put it.
I would say in general, their average age is probably people in their 50s.
Yeah, probably like right around 50 would be the median for them.
Yeah.
A lot of people in their 30s and 40s, a lot of people who are older than that. I put the median age right around 50, probably.
On your general 7-day cruise.
Yeah,
or
on the
maybe
7-day
7 or 8
cruises.
day cruise.
Yeah. So, you shouldn't have to defend your trip. Here's the thing. Do you? If you want to go on a ship, this is for everybody watching. If you want to go on a ship, go on the ship. Yes, you do take it with a grain of salt with what all your friends say who go on. But remember, when your friends tell you this ship is awesome or this ship is terrible, it's because they love it or they didn't like it. Certainly seek out, whether it's myself or one of my fellow travel agents out there and try to get some independent information on them. Because like if you use a site like Cruise Critic, the thing about Cruise Critic is most of the people who go on there are the people who don't like things. So they're going to see all this negative. It doesn't matter which cruise line you pick on Cruise Critic, they're all terrible right now. They're all terrible. And everybody's just going to complain about all the things. And I think one of the funniest things right now is on the Oceania forums. When they brought out Simply More last year, they all went up in arms. Oh my God, you're taking away O-Life. And now that they're going to get rid of Simply More, oh my God, you're getting rid of Simply More. So it's just funny to watch things happen. Every time something changes, look at the whole carnival to do right now. They took away the tablecloths in the main dining room. You would think the world is ending. Oh my God, I want my tablecloths back. But if you think about it logically, how many tablecloths is that? How much laundry do they have to do just to keep washing these tablecloths that clearly get really dirty because you got a lot of kids, you got a lot of families. So it makes sense to get rid of the tablecloths and just wash the tables down. I mean, my goodness, just the savings in the amount of laundry that they don't have to do anymore is unbelievable. So it's just really funny out there.
And I've always thought that, yes, you can listen to other people's opinions, but ultimately the only thing that matters is what you think.
Yeah.
So the only way for you to determine what you think is to try it.
Yeah, and that's why I will be going on the Margaritaville Paradise at some point. I've always said I won't go on it, but I'm like, you know what? I really have to go on and explore and see what this ship is all about. But Rebecca still doesn't really want to go. I'm going to see if I can drag Stephanie, because it is a short cruise. It's really hard to get Stephanie on a cruise anymore because she's so doggone busy. But I'm going to see if I can't take Stephanie. So I will go on the Margaritaville Paradise, and I will report back on it, because I've understood that the ship is better than it was. I love the Islander. Oh, the Islander is just a great ship, just a fun ship. I can't wait to take everybody on it in February so y'all can see it for yourselves. But I'm gonna go on the Paradise because I gotta live my mantra, right? I say you don't know until you go on. So I'm gonna go try it out. So chill, relax, eat good food. Any week off works for you.
Perfect.
Hey. A bad day at sea is better than a good day at work. That's what I always say. Even what I do, although a day at sea is a day at work for me. I mean, we just don't, I don't think, it's so funny when we're on a ship, people are like, oh, we don't want to bother your vacation. And it's like, this isn't a vacation, this is work. Now, the Christmas one, we're going to try to make it as much of a vacation as we can, but that will still be a working vacation.
There probably will be days that we
Yeah.
will block off.
There was a great day we were on the Scarlet Lady. We were invited on because we're a top 100 agent on Virgin Voyages. We were invited on, and there was one day, literally, I was in the galley for about 10 hours working. And there was this one guest, I think he came and found me about 4 times. We were sitting there in the morning talking over coffee. What do you do? What are you doing? I can't believe you're working on the ship. Yeah, I'm working on the ship. And then for the rest of the day, he came in the galley for lunch. He came in for a snack. He came in after dinner. He's like, are you seriously, have you left? I said, well, yeah, I left for a little bit, but I've pretty much been here. Because the beautiful thing about Virgin Voyages, if you are going to work remotely, Virgin Voyages is well set up for it because they have tables in the galley that actually have power outlets, have USB outlets. So I was able to sit there. That's how I was able to sit there all day because I had everything plugged in. I was getting good Wi-Fi service. So yeah, so even when I'm on a ship, it's very important for me to have good Wi-Fi service, and that's one of the things I'm really testing a lot when I go on, because I do have guests who are entrepreneurs, or they do need to stay connected at work. Now, the one thing you can never guarantee on a ship is a video chat. If you are required to do video chats during the week, that's a hit or miss depending on the signal, because that requires a good upload speed. You usually have good download speed, but trying to upload video, that can be problematic. So as long as you only have to do audio calls to check into work, you should be good. But if you got to do video chats, yeah, and like Alex said, plus they bring food to you in the galley. All I got to do is flip a little flag up. They bring me coffee, they bring me hamburgers, they bring me whatever. So yeah, so that's totally awesome. So Virgin Voyages is really well set up for work from a ship. Princess, the newer ships are well set up for that as well. The hardest part on a ship is just finding power plug into so that you can keep on working, and Virgin has power everywhere in the galley, so it's absolutely awesome. It's awesome sauce. So yeah, okay, Rebecca, it's just almost the top of the hour, and I know we've got meetings. We've got so many meetings. Y'all have been absolutely amazing, letting us work with you. We've gotten quite a few new clients thanks to Lido, Loca, Sean and Stef, Cruise RX, Joy of Cruising. So oh, there's a good question from Barbara. Has anybody tried the AT&T Cruise Wi-Fi package? It's actually a cruise cellular package is what that is. So AT&T offers a deal that if you are on using their service, you can actually use the ship's cellular at sea and not get charged, $1 million when you get home. So I'm curious if anybody has tried that yet. I was seriously thinking about, that Starlink at some point thing, but obviously now I'm not going to do that because they won't allow it on the ship. So folks, that's another hour and a half. That's another Sunday. Thursday, do I have anybody coming on Thursday? I can't even remember. So I've got Azamara's coming up. Oh, you know who's coming up, but probably not until towards the end of the year. The Rocky Mountaineer is going to come on Thursday. So every Thursday night, folks, if you're watching me right now, Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern time, most Thursday nights at 8 p.m., I try to get one of our travel partners to come on live at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So this coming Thursday night, no, actually we're not even going to be live Thursday night, but a week from Thursday we're going to have Greg from Margaritaville at Sea is going to be on. So that's coming up October 3rd. And then I've got some fellow guests, but in November we pick it back up again with Azamara. I've got, Explorer's coming on in November. I cannot wait. So Explorer is going to be on in November. So on Thursday nights, we have live guests from our travel partners come on. So if you want to join us on Thursday evenings at 8 p.m., most Thursday evenings we're live. And then if I don't have a guest, sometimes we go live ourselves, or we just take the night off if we're just too busy. But we try to every Sunday. We try to do this, and a few more Sundays we're going to try to do it from the Sun Princess. Woohoo! Of course, that's boarding day. No, Saturday's boarding day. It's Princess Keys Day is what that is. Yeah, that's what it is. We'll be at Princess Keys, yeah. So folks, this is what we do every Sunday morning. We try to answer your questions, and of course, if we can help you in any way, where's waltertravel.com. Wherever you're watching us right now, there's links, either in my profile, in the links down below. You can just reach out. Our services are 100% free to you. We do not charge for our services. And we like to say that your memories are priceless. So whether it's cruise, land, luxury, expedition, we would love to be your travel partner. So if we can help you in any way, absolutely do reach out. So that's another Sunday. Yay! Rebecca's happy. She can go take a nap. She's ready for a nap.
I did not sleep well.
And
last
I've
night.
got multiple meetings. So, and as we talked about at the top of the show, keep an eye on that Longshoreman strike that could happen on October 1st. That will affect your cruises starting in October. We'll talk more about that next week. So folks, wherever you are in this amazing world, I hope you have an awesome day. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for all of your support. You guys have been absolutely amazing. So that's a wrap on another Sunday, everybody. Have a good one.